This is a makeup tutorial for real people. Hi, my name is Beverly. I'm a COO and your Chief Empowerment Officer. 2016 never left, so I'm still at the restaurant. All right, I never left. So I experiment with color, I have fun with color, but do so in a way that's professional, but still shows that authenticity. So if that sounds like you, let's get into the toot, okay? We're tired. We're tired. Not sleeping, you're not sleeping. Let's get into it. Okay, y'all, so now I look like a painting. And the point of this is to color correct. Now, I did not prime because I have yet to find a primer that does not break me out to like the nth degree. So if you have a recommendation, please put a girl on. The color corrector that I am using is Peach by MCO Beauty. And the reason why I use a color corrector is because honestly, when I'm doing my makeup look for work, I'm not trying to do a super cakey look. I wash my hands, by the way. I know that I'm going to be talking a lot. I'm going to be moving around a lot. I want it to feel like it's my skin. And so I typically will start with a color corrector so that I can start. Oh, it already looks, oh my goodness. I already look a little bit more awake, a little bit more refreshed. Now she a little pale. She a little pale. So let's add some color. We'll also put color corrector on my eyelid. I have found that when I have done this, my eyes look a lot brighter. And even if I put a base of, concealer or something on the lid, you know, it just, I feel like I look more awake. Like you can kind of get the vibe, like a lot of that redness is gone. I feel brighter. Obviously, like I said before, I look a little ghostly, a little scary. So we're gonna have to add some color back. But I think for me, like the base of just having just some correction makes me feel more put together. You see these particles flowing around? It's from my powder, because what I'll usually do is I'll just do like I literally just did a little swizzle. Next thing I'm doing are my eyebrows, and I am using my very sad but trusty dollar store brush. I think this is for eyeshadows. But fun fact about this palette, this is the Huda Beauty Empowered packet. And hey, listen, I got this ages ago, before TikTok was even a thing for me. So you can see the branding, you can see the vibe. I use this a lot, and I'm going into Purpose. You can see that I've already started fanning a little bit just to fill it in, just a twinge. Not too much, so that it looks natural. It looks natural-ish, I guess, because I want it to go with the natural flow of my eyebrows. Now, fun fact, I have never gotten my eyebrows tweezed or like threaded or anything like that. I'm very fortunate that for the most part, they're shaped pretty decently to my face naturally. And so what I've done is like, I will just fill them in a little bit. I try not to mess with the canvas. You know what I mean? Try not to. Anyway. Beauty guru. I'm a beauty guru. I'm a corporate beauty guru. This is like, there's a lot of moving parts to doing this. So now I'm going to do my eyes, which is my favorite part of the entire makeup look. I usually spend the most time on my eyes. It's like relaxing to me to do my eyes. And I've already started going a little bit in with my transition shade using the By Me Rose palette by Kiss Professional New York. I got this from a beauty supply store in Toronto, and honestly, it's becoming one of my favorite kind of everyday palettes because it's just such a pretty color story in here. And I'm using the Like Heaven to just start making some transitioning things happen. And the brush that I'm using is a brush I got from, I think, the drugstore, and it is by Wet n Wild. You can tell it's well loved. She's been appreciated, okay? Now, you may not have a ton of time, and I don't have a ton of time, especially on my way to work. So I try to keep my eyeshadow looks, when it's like an everyday look, to 3 shadows. The transition shade, though, I have found makes it look a little bit more upscale, a little bit more like, you know, you really dusted it off today. You really put in that effort. I don't know why the transition shade just like really does it. It really just pulls it together. I'm for the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. Gosh, look how pretty. I want to show y'all that you can wear some fun colors when you're at the office, okay? I think this bronzy color is so pretty. And so what I'm doing, you can just see here, I'm going to look in the mirror for a second. I am putting on this pinky bronzy shade here. And one thing that I am doing, and this is a really important tip if you don't want it to be so dramatic for the workplace, is I'm trying to keep it within my lid. So you can see I have, you know, my lid line here. I'm not sure what this fold is called, but I try to keep it consolidated within there, and then I fan out a little bit towards the transition shade so it goes up. That way it's not this big thing of color. If you want to play it cute, play a little bit more cutesy, but you still want to wear a bold color. And so then I'll just go back in, and this is the color Awakening in the palette. I really want to see y'all wear more colors. Like, if you don't want to wear neutrals, don't let these people tell you to wear neutrals. You can wear sparkles. I love wearing sparkles with my eye looks. It's all about how. Look how good we look. Look. Oh my gosh. I hope you're following along. And if not, in the future, follow along with me because It's starting to look really cute. And it's just a shimmer. It's a shimmer. It's not over the top. It's not, you know, and I like using my finger too because it's just, you're able to, I think, control it a little bit more so that if you are pulling it up a little bit, it's not, you know, I can't tell you how many times I've like had my brush and I've gone in there and it's like, you know, I look like I'm about to start dancing boogie nights or something like that. And I would rather than go to work sometimes, but a lot of times you get it. I am going in with Sweetness right here on back in the Buy Me Rose palette. And I literally, all I did was I did a little tap, and then I went in here in this corner space on the outer corner. Just a little bit. Again, I'm keeping it tight. I'm keeping it cute. Like I'm coming in here a little bit. I hope you guys can see this. This is my first ever beauty tutorial that I'm leaving online. How many of us have had like YouTube channels that we started and then took them down because we were just cringed at our cringe? In college, I had one very briefly and then I took it down, but I'm leaving this up because I want y'all to see like you can have a fun look at work and it not be over the top. Now I have this pretty like bronzy, smoky look. It's a daytime smoke. Okay. Now I'm going in with the e.l.f. Lash and Roll mascara. I will say, I don't know if this happens to anybody else who has contacts, but my biggest issue with contacts in general is that I can never find a mascara that does not run into the deeper recesses of my eyeball. This mascara is not that. It has actually been one of the few mascaras I've ever used that I feel genuinely does. You wouldn't know that by my eye twitching I'm doing right now. It looks really great and it also doesn't run into my contacts, and that is so annoying. Like when I'm in the middle of a meeting or I get to work and one of my eyes starts getting blurry going in and out from being on the train or whatever the case, you just start slowly losing vision in one eye because the mascara is bleeding into it, and I feel like this one doesn't do that, which I love. And then I'm taking a little bit of the MCO Beauty's Miracle Flawless Skin Foundation. I'm just putting a dollop on my wrist, and then using a buffing brush, I'm just patting it here a little bit, and then I'm putting it all over to even out my skin tone. And then I'm using my busted bronzer to go in and just refill a little bit of color. Probably show the process. I just realized that's why people watch tutorials. They want to see how you're doing it. I'm just like lightly dusting over here, adding some color back, just a little bit of color, Pretty. And then using a Shockwave Nude Lip Liner by LA Girl, I'm just very gently like going in. I already had added a little bit, and I'm just like rubbing that ish in there. Okay, rubbing it in there. I'm done with my liner. I will literally put some chapstick on. This is like, it's just moisturizing chapstick